What's up everyone, it's Dean Shah and today we're diving deep into a topic that could completely change the way you train for the better. We all hit the gym with one goal in mind: to get stronger, build muscle and become the best version of ourselves. But what if I told you that some of the most common exercises are not only holding you back from your true potential, but are actively putting you on a fast track to injury? It's a hard truth to swallow, but not all exercises are created equal, and some are just plain overrated. We're constantly bombarded with new fitness trends and secret techniques that promise rapid results. Many of these popular movements are built on flawed biomechanics, placing unnecessary stress on your joints, ligaments, and tendons. Today, we're cutting through the noise and exposing these overrated exercises for what they really are. This is about empowering you with knowledge. It's about training smarter, not just harder. We're going to break down these overrated movements one by one, analyze the risk involved, and provide you with superior, safer, and far more effective alternatives. Grab your water, get focused, and let's get into it, because the information in this video is a game changer. Let's talk about the behind the neck lat pull down. Walk into any gym and you'll see someone doing reps of this exercise, pulling the bar behind their head. The intention is good, to build a wider back, but it forces your body into a biomechanically weak and risky position for your shoulders. The issue lies in the extreme external rotation and abduction it demands from your shoulder joint. This places immense stress on the rotator cuff muscles, grinding the tendons against the bones, potentially leading to shoulder impingement. Forcing your arms out to the side and pulling weight behind your neck is a recipe for disaster. The risk to reward ratio is out of balance. There are better ways to build a strong back without compromising your health. Pulling a bar behind your neck is high risk, low reward. The front lat pull down is an effective alternative. By pulling the bar to your upper chest, you keep your shoulder joints in a safer plane of motion. This position allows you to better engage your lats. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, feeling the contraction through your back. You can progressively overload with heavier weight more safely, which drives muscle growth. The ultimate alternative is the classic pull-up. This is the king of all back exercises for a reason. The pull-up forces you to engage your lats, core, biceps, and forearms in a way no machine can replicate. Use resistance bands for assistance or work on negative pull-ups to build strength over time. Ditch the behind the neck pull down for good. The Smith machine squat is often seen as a safer alternative. However, this perceived safety is an illusion, masking biomechanical problems that can lead to injury. The fundamental flaw is its fixed two-dimensional path, unlike a natural three-dimensional free weight squat. This forces your body into an unnatural position, potentially stressing your knees and lower back. The Smith machine also does all the stabilization work for you. By removing the need for stabilization, the Smith machine robs you of essential strength gains, making it a truly overrated exercise. The Smith machine squat can lead to poor mechanics. Instead, embrace free weight movement like the barbell back squat. It recruits more muscle fibers and builds core stability. Start with just the empty barbell to master the form. If you're not ready for the barbell, try the goblet squat. It's a great teaching tool and stepping stone to the barbell squat. Build real transferable strength from the ground up and unlock your true potential. Alright fam, let's break down our third overrated exercise, the upright row. You see this one all the time, guys in the gym yanking a barbell or dumbbell straight up to the chin, thinking they're building those boulder shoulders. But the way this movement is structured is where the real problem starts. We're talking about a serious risk that could sideline your training for weeks, even months. The primary issue with the upright row is the internal rotation of your shoulder joint, combined with the high level of abduction. You're essentially jamming the head of your humerus up into the acromion. This repeated jamming action can lead to what's called shoulder impingement syndrome. It's a very real and painful condition that I've seen take down countless dedicated athletes. The potential benefit of targeting your delts with this specific movement just doesn't outweigh the significant risk of injury. There are so many other safer and frankly more effective ways to build impressive shoulders. Your long-term health and ability to train consistently should always be your number one priority. So if we're ditching the upright row, what's the move? How do we get that same or even better stimulus for the medial or side deltoids? My number one go-to replacement is the classic dumbbell lateral raise. This exercise isolates the medial delt beautifully without the dangerous internal rotation. The key here is form. Keep a slight bend in your elbows, control the weight, and think about pushing your hands out to the sides, not just lifting them up. You don't need to go super heavy here. Focus on the contraction, feeling that burn right in the middle of your shoulder. This is about precision and mind-muscle connection, not just heaving weight around. Another fantastic alternative, especially for hitting your rear delts and upper back, which are often neglected, is the face pull. This is a game changer for shoulder health and posture. Using a rope attachment on a cable machine, you pull the handles towards your face, aiming to get your hands on either side of your head while externally rotating your shoulders. This movement directly counteracts the slumped, internally rotated posture that so many of us develop from sitting at desks or looking at our phones. It strengthens the muscles that pull your shoulders back and down, creating a strong, stable and healthy shoulder girdle that will support all your other lifts. If you have access to a barbell and want a compound movement that hits the shoulders, the overhead press is a far superior option. Whether you're doing it standing or seated, pressing the weight vertically overhead engages your anterior and medial delts in a much more natural and functional movement pattern. It also recruits your triceps and core, making it a more comprehensive upper body builder. Unlike the upright row, the overhead press promotes external rotation and scapular stability, which are key components of a healthy, powerful shoulder joint. It builds real-world functional strength that translates beyond the gym. Ultimately, the goal is to find exercises that provide the maximum benefit with the minimum risk. Both lateral raises and face pulls allow you to target your shoulder muscles with incredible precision and focus, leading to better development and a more balanced physique. They build the kind of aesthetic you're looking for while simultaneously bulletproofing your joints against injury. It's about making smart swaps, understanding the why behind your training, and choosing movements that will keep you in the game, getting stronger and better every single day. That's the Denex philosophy. Let's talk about the traditional abdominal crunch. For decades, this has been the poster child for ab training. We've all seen it in movies and magazines. Someone banging out hundreds of crunches a day in pursuit of that chiseled six-pack. The problem is, the crunch is a classic case of misplaced effort. You can't spot reduced fat. A visible six-pack is primarily a result of low body fat, which comes from a clean diet and consistent full body training. When you perform a crunch, you're repeatedly flexing your spine. By doing hundreds of crunches, you're putting unnecessary and potentially harmful stress on your lumbar spine for very little functional benefit. The true purpose of your core is to stabilize your spine and transfer force between your upper and lower body. So you're spending all this time and energy on an exercise that puts your lower back at risk and doesn't effectively train your entire core musculature. We need to move beyond this outdated way of thinking about ab training and embrace movements that build a core that's strong, stable, and capable of supporting everything else you do. So how do we build that strong, functional core? We start with anti-exchange exercises, and the king of them all is the plank. It teaches your core to resist movement and stabilize the spine. To target the lower abs, we bring in hanging leg raises. This builds incredible strength in the abs. Don't forget anti-rotation movements like the Palaf press. By combining these movements, you create a comprehensive core training program, building a deep 360-degree wall of strength. This is what it means to train your core intelligently. Next on our list of overrated exercises is a staple in many people's arm day routine, the dumbbell triceps kickback. The idea is to isolate the triceps, the three-headed muscle on the back of your arm, but when we look at the biomechanics of the exercise, we find some serious limitations that make it far from the most effective choice for building bigger, stronger triceps. The biggest problem is the strength curve. There's virtually no tension on the triceps at the beginning of the movement. Another major issue is the limited potential for progressive overload. It's time to kick the kickback to the curb and substitute it with exercises that will deliver the size and strength you're actually working for. What are some elite level replacements for the triceps kickback? Let's start with the close grip bench press. This exercise allows you to move some serious weight, providing the mechanical tension needed for significant muscle growth. Another incredible option is dips. Dips are a phenomenal triceps builder. If you're looking for an isolation movement, look no further than the overhead dumbbell extension or the cable pushdown. By swapping out the inefficient triceps kickback for the superior movements, you're setting yourself up for real results. Let's talk about the behind the head shoulder press. For years this was seen as a staple for building massive delts, but what we've learned is that the potential reward is nowhere near worth the massive risk. The primary issue lies in the extreme external rotation it forces upon your shoulder joint. Your rotator cuff tendons are put under immense strain and can easily get pinched. It's a position of vulnerability your shoulder wasn't designed to handle under heavy load. Your body is designed to push things in front of you, not behind. Sacrificing the long-term health of your shoulders for a perceived short-term gain is a trade-off you should never make. So, if you're ditching the behind the head press, what's the superior alternative for building powerful, well-rounded shoulders? The answer is simple, effective, and much safer. The standard dumbbell or barbell overhead press. Perform in front of the body. By keeping the weight in your frontal plane, you allow your shoulder blades to move naturally, your rotator cuff to function as a stabilizer without being impinged, and you can engage your deltoids to a much more powerful and biomechanically sound range of motion. This is the movement pattern your shoulders were built for, allowing you to press heavy with confidence. Let's break down the benefits of the front press, especially with dumbbells. Using dumbbells allows each shoulder to work independently, correcting any strength imbalances you might have. It also allows for a more natural arc of movement as you can bring the weight slightly together at the top of the press, achieving a better peak contraction in the deltoids. You maintain a neutral grip or a pronated grip without forcing the extreme external rotation that puts your joints at risk. This means more muscle fiber recruitment, less joint stress, and ultimately better and safer gains over time. When you perform a front press, whether with a barbell or dumbbells, you're not just working your shoulders, you're engaging your entire core to stabilize your torso. Your triceps act as powerful secondary movers, and even your upper chest gets involved. It's a true compound movement that builds functional, real-world strength. This is how you build a physique that doesn't just look strong, but can perform. You're building a foundation of power that translates to other lifts and everyday activities, all while protecting your body from unnecessary harm. To get the most out of your front presses, focus on your form. Sit or stand with a braced core, keep your chest up and press the weight directly overhead until your arms are fully extended but not locked out. Control the negative on the way down, lowering the weight to about chin or upper chest level before starting the next rep. This controlled tempo ensures the tension stays on the muscle, not the joint. By making this simple switch, you're choosing a path of smarter training that will allow you to build impressive shoulders for years to come, injury-free. Now let's move on to a machine that's honestly a fixture in almost every commercial gym, the seated leg extension. On the surface, it seems like the perfect exercise to isolate and build your quadriceps. You sit down, you lock in, and you focus on one simple movement, extending your legs. It provides an incredible pump and a burning sensation that makes you feel like your quads are growing with every rep. However, this popular machine has a dark side, and it all comes down to the type of force it places on your knee joint, which is, by the way, one of the most crucial joints for any athlete, or really anyone who wants to move pain-free. The leg extension is what's known as an open chain kinetic exercise. This means your foot, the end of the chain, is not fixed against a surface and moves freely in space. While this allows for isolation, it also places a significant amount of interior shear force directly on your knee. The resistance is loaded at your ankle, creating a long lever arm that pulls your tibia or shin bone forward. Your anterior cruciate ligament or ACL is the primary structure responsible for preventing this forward translation. So with every single rep, you're putting direct, unnatural stress on your hip. This is fundamentally different from how your legs are designed to function. Natural human movements that build the quads, like squatting, lunging, or running, are all closed chain exercises. Your feet are planted firmly on the ground, creating a stable base. During a squat, the force is distributed through your hips, knees, and ankles, with your hamstrings co-contracting to stabilize the knee joint and counteract the pull on the ACL. The leg extension machine completely removes this natural protective mechanism, isolating the quad at the expense of knee stability and health. Over time, the repetitive shearing force from leg extensions can contribute to patellofemoral pain syndrome, also known as runner's knee, and can exacerbate existing knee issues or even create new ones. For individuals with a history of ACL injuries or knee instability, this exercise is particularly dangerous. While it might give you a temporary pump, it fails to build functional strength that translates to real-world performance. You're training a muscle in isolation in a way it never actually works in life, all while putting your knee health on the line. So, if we're sidelining the leg extension machine, how do we build those strong, powerful, and aesthetic quads we're all after? We go back to the foundational movements that the human body was designed to perform. We're talking about squats, lunges, and their many variations. These are the true kings of leg development. They are closed-chain, compound movements that not only target your quads but also engage your glutes, hamstrings, and core. They build the kind of functional strength that makes you a better athlete and a more capable human being. Let's start with the king of all exercises, the barbell squat. When performed correctly, the squat is one of the safest and most effective ways to load the lower body. It promotes co-contraction of the quads and hamstrings, creating a stable and protected knee joint. It allows for progressive overload in a way that builds systemic strength, stimulating a powerful hormonal response that promotes muscle growth throughout your entire body. Whether you're doing front squats to emphasize the quads or back squats for overall power, you're building a foundation of strength that the leg extension could never replicate. But it's not just about heavy barbell squats. For those looking for variety or who may not have access to a barbell, exercises like goblet squats and lunges are phenomenal alternatives. The goblet squat is an incredible teaching tool for proper squat mechanics, forcing you to keep an upright torso and engage your core, all while hammering your quads. Lunges in all their forms, forward, reverse, walking, or lateral, are fantastic for developing unilateral strength, improving balance and stability, and targeting the quads from different angles for more complete development. The key takeaway is to choose exercises that respect your body's natural biomechanics. Building impressive quads doesn't require isolating them on a machine that puts your knees at risk. It requires changing them with compound movements that integrate them into a functional system. By focusing on squats, lunges, and other multi-joint exercises, you'll not only build bigger and stronger legs, but you'll also develop a more powerful, resilient, and injury-proof lower body. You're training your muscles to work together as a unit, which is the true essence of functional strength. So there you have it. We've broken down some of the most overrated exercises you'll see in the gym and, more importantly, armed you with safer, more effective alternatives. The goal of this video isn't to tell you what you can't do, it's to empower you with the knowledge to make better choices for your body. True fitness isn't just about looking good for a season. It's about building a strong, capable, and resilient body that will serve you for the rest of your life. It's about training longevity, so you can keep pushing your limits and enjoying the activities you love for years to come. Remember, every time you step into the gym, you're making a choice. You can follow the crowd and perform movements that offer minimal reward for maximum risk, or you can take a more intelligent approach. By understanding the why behind your exercises, understanding the biomechanics and the impact on your joints and connective tissues, you can build a routine that is both incredibly effective and sustainable. This is the difference between simply working out and truly training with purpose. It's about being mindful and intentional with every single rep you perform. Your body is the most amazing machine you will ever own, and it's up to you to maintain it. Don't sacrifice your long-term health for a short-term pump or because an exercise is popular. Listen to your body, prioritize proper form, and choose movements that build you up without breaking you down. The journey to your best self is a marathon, not a sprint. By training smarter, you ensure that you'll be able to stay in the race, getting stronger and more capable with each passing year. Your future self will thank you for the smart decisions you make today. If this video helped you rethink your routine and gave you some valuable tools to improve your training, do me a favor and hit that like button, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're always dropping new content to help you reach your goals the right way. And if you know someone who might still be doing some of these risky exercises, share this video with them. Let's spread the knowledge, help each other avoid injury, and let's all train better together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.